Hi, good morning. I am so glad you're here. Welcome to my yard. Beautiful summer day once again. We need to enjoy it before the winter comes. And I'm here in the shade so that we can see everything and it's a little cooler. But man, does it smell at my house. I live in the middle of nowhere, right? Which means that in Illinois, it means you're surrounded by agricultural land. And a couple times a year, hey, Patty, great to see you. And a couple times a year, they spread fertilizer on the fields. Hey, my sister's here too, on the fields around here. And so you come home and it reeks. You just kind of have to. So fortunately for me, my relatives, my mom's side, were dairy farmers, and we'd go visit. And so fortunately, I've got some fond memories associated with manure and smells like that. So I try to tap into that when I come home, rather than just the stink that may be clinging to me. So I'll smell all day for people. But instead, looking at it as some fond memories. So, okay, today we are talking about perfectionism, which is a mindset that we have, which happens when we get out of our place of balance, when we get into fight or flight. When something happens to us, our limbic system takes control and our rational mind checks out. And we end up in this cycle of perfectionism. I know I spent a lot of time in perfectionism, especially when I was a kid, because I was so scared and I didn't know what else to do, that I clung to being perfect in hopes that somehow that would make everything better. The challenge with perfectionism, though, and using it as a reason to kind of not feel what's going on, is that's what keeps us stuck. It's one of the things that we use as a distraction to keep us from really moving forward in life. Hey, Lisa. Now, a lot of people talk about distractions, and distractions are really healthy as long as they're used kind of mindfully and with thoughtfulness. You know, they can be used to help you cope with difficult things. But when they become chronic habits or patterns of being, like perfectionism can, then it keeps us from actually growing as a person. It keeps us from moving forward. Hey, Barbara, great to see you. So perfectionism is holding you back only because it's a symptom of the fact that there are some things that discomfort you're feeling, things which are coming up with you that you aren't in a place to really face. Let me give you the tool that will help you move through that. You know, the reason we get into perfectionism is because it keeps us from feeling uncomfortable. If our focus is in our mind and away from what we feel, then we end up trapped. And I had a phone call come in. So we end up trapped and not moving forward. The way to get out of this is to start taking small risks where you're not perfect, and to start changing your perspective and perception of what's actually in your best interest. We were brainwashed to think that perfectionism is somehow in our best interests, and it's not. Because when we spend all of our energy on making sure that everything is right, we don't realize that nothing can ever be right. We don't have enough information to make good decisions or good ideas. We want to skip over the whole process of shaping and tweaking and interacting and getting feedback. That's how we get to our goals. We don't get to our goals by thinking that somehow we've channeled the exact perfect answer from the universe, and if we just get it right, that things are going to be okay. I totally know what that's like. And remember, that's just a symptom. That's a symptom of the fact that you're uncomfortable. But when you give yourself time to be with that discomfort, to think about how the things could go wrong, to sit with the fact that your stomach is knotted up, or your heart hurts, or the back of your head hurts, when you let yourself sit with that a little bit, it starts to get easier. I've got a friend of mine who's going through divorce, and she's struggling with a number of things right now. And she wants to know when she'll just get over it, when she'll just get over the feelings and the need to control and the anger and the hurt. And the thing is it will take as long as it takes. But as long as you sit with it and feel and be with how uncomfortable you are, and start doing things to make yourself feel more comfortable, like the heart work we've talked about. You know, when you press on the tender parts of the heart, your heart starts to feel better. When you give your attention to your knotted stomach, your stomach starts to feel better. When you take ginger, your stomach starts to feel better. When you breathe deep and relax your nervous system, you start to feel better. I had a great experience this morning of I have cramps from my cycle, and I wasn't in the mood to take any medication for them this morning. So instead, I just snuggled up next to my husband, and doing that calmed me down enough, released enough beta endorphins, that skin-to-skin contact, that those pains went away. So you don't have to be frightened to feel the fears and the discomfort that come from doing something new, that come from doing something that's great and amazing. You don't have to you don't have to sidestep those or ignore them. If you sit with them and do things to make them feel better, you get that sense of control. And then when you start looking at these new experiences not as do or die, not as fight or flight, but instead as opportunities to gain more information so that you can keep iterating, you can keep shaping and creating and getting feedback so you can make better and better decisions. Where you're at right now, you don't have enough information to make good decisions, and you are not in the right mindset to make good decisions if you're in that perfectionist state. But when you relax, calm down, let your mind look at things from a new and from a fresh perspective, that's when the answers come. And then when you put things out there and get feedback, you can keep getting greater and greater and greater all along. You know, those wonderful, amazing ideas, the scientists we love, Einstein and Dr. Ruth. I would pick Dr. Ruth, wouldn't I, to pull out of my psyche. When there's people we admire, and when there's these great ideas, they didn't just come out of nowhere. They came because we had a hypothesis, we put it out there, we got feedback, and we tweaked the experiment just a little bit more. That's the complete opposite of perfectionism, which keeps you stuck in that cycle. So I want you to take a moment and trust me. I want you to trust that you have the ability to grow and learn, that you aren't stuck. And I want you to trust that you can create what you want to create. And all it's going to take is getting some feedback. Hey, Jenny, and listening to people who've maybe accomplished what you've done before, and maybe getting some mentoring or some coaching. I see a psychologist every week. She's become a mentor for me because I can learn from her how to run my healing practice even better. So hook up with people and friends who've achieved things that you want to achieve. And when you do, you'll start to realize this truth. And the truth is, no one's got the answer right off the bat. They all have, anyone who's achieved anything big or gotten grand things or the successes that they want, they've done it because they've put stuff out there and gotten it to come back. Those one-hit wonders of the 1980s, you remember those? All those songs that were just, they came up once and were gone? That's because they never learned how to get the feedback, how to create in collaboration with your audience, how to create with your environment and your surroundings. You don't have all the answers. It's not possible. But you can get the answers. And you get the answers by continuing to experiment. So here's your homework for today, all right? I want you to find one thing you can experiment with. One thing that you can break out of your perfectionism and say, I'm going to let this fall to the ground. I'm gonna let this happen, and then I'm gonna see what the benefits are and what the drawbacks are. Hey, Kathy, I'm gonna look for the things that go right. I'm gonna look for the interesting experiences that I had. I started to do this many, many years ago with silverware, actually, or cups. I discovered that if I try to catch something, I tend to hurt myself and make things worse. But if I let things fall, then many times my life is a lot easier because now all I have to do is clean it up. And then if I save my quick reactions, I guess, for the things that are most important, then I'm not constantly trying to catch everything. I'm letting things fall. And I'm seeing where they land. And then I'm taking what happens as lessons, and I'm taking the experience to the next level. You know, until you learn not to buy cups that break easily, until you learn, you know, to wait until things are a little bit cooler. This is how we learn and grow and self-actualize, okay? So, homework assignment for today, do one thing that is not perfect and look for the positive outcomes that came from it, all right? And the more you do this, the more comfortable you'll be with the truth that I'm telling you, the truth that's been out there all along, and you will start to actualize yourself into not being stuck in perfectionism anymore, okay? So like, share, comment, love. If you got value from this, comment in some way, a heart, a smiley face, anything, because that's how we really build this tribe. That's how we get this community together. And when we're all moving in the same direction of happiness, health, peace, and we're connected like that, that's what changes the world. Not one person at a time. You know, we do it one person at a time, and that's important. But we do it because we synergize and we come together as a community. Okay? So, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.